Now we have Allison.
Yay! Nice to see y'all. So I am offering an electronics course. My background is I used to teach physics and electronics and engineering, both at the high school and the college level. So my goal for this course is to kind of make it like honors high school, introductory college level as far as its academic rigor is concerned. And since I've taught a lot of, straight up theoretical physics stuff, I've also taught a lot of hands-on stuff, I kind of want to match that together into something that will serve you both as a hands-on project-based course. You will be busy with your hands every single day, building stuff, designing things, tinkering with stuff, measuring things, but you're also going to take a deep dive into the physics of what electricity is. What is an electron? How does electricity flow? All right? How do we create and generate electricity? We're going to be doing labs where we make our own batteries.
I see these classes are almost like boat building studios because you're going to be doing several different things, and I'll have a huge mix of skill levels. So anyone is welcome in this class. The people that are new will most likely be working on finishing off the big boat, the 6-hour canoe. You'll learn a lot. It's largely team-based, although there may be possibilities to do, say, paddle making, which would be a mostly individual pursuit, carving, and there'd be a lot of design in that.
What I'd like to do, I sort of remember being your age and picking up, in those days it was the newspaper, and picking up the newspaper and starting to read stories and not knowing what the background was. I remember starting to read about the Israel-Palestinian conflict and sort of and having all these questions about how did this all start, because it seemed like such a mess. So it's really about filling in some of those gaps. And right now, obviously, there's the situation in Russia and Ukraine. So it'll be driven by your curiosity and what is happening in the world.
All right. So for my afternoon elective, we're going to be doing astrobiology. So in astrobiology, we're going to explore and think about 3 large questions. How does life begin and evolve? Does life exist elsewhere in the universe, elsewhere besides Earth? And what is life's future on Earth and beyond? So we're going to research and develop, we're going to research about the detection methods for life and that astrobiologists currently use. And we're also going to use labs to come up with our own detection methods. This is going to be a class that we're really going to get in the weeds of biology, but we're also going to look at the limits that physics and chemistry place on life and its propagation.
Hi! Hello. Mr. Woodward and I are teaming up this trimester to teach a course that we're calling Telling Your Story Through Filmmaking. I'll be teaching some fundamentals of the actual filming process and what that's like. We have some cool professional grade equipment that you'll be able to use to have your ideas to come to fruition. We'll help with the script writing or shot list process. And then Mr. Linwood's going to help on the editing side.
Yep. So yeah, just like Ms. Jamie said, it's most of the focus is around movie making, filmmaking, short doc making, visual art, all of those things. For those of you that have taken any of my intro audio editing classes or intro to video editing classes, the latter part of this class will focus on those skills, putting together things in Final Cut, iMovie, Ableton, Soundtrap, any varied amount of digital audio editing workstations and video editing tools. So, again, we'll be teaming up, and my role is more or less to help you crystallize and realize whatever your project is.
So, this is a phenomenon that has taken the world by storm. So I'm not surprised that a lot of people are already at least acquainted with it, maybe curious about it, as am I. Unlike the morning elective that will be taught by Mr. Sinclair, which is a hands-on coding class, this is going to be a humanities style, in which we're going to be exploring a bunch of different questions, examining the state of things, which is rapidly evolving, and trying to figure out how it's going to impact your life, and mine as well.
All right, I'm doing a Stats 2 course. I did Stats 1 in the fall. This is somewhat different. We're going to get good data? What makes a good experiment? What makes a good survey? And what mistakes can you make? And how can you deceive people with the results you get?
So my class is about exploring sound and what sound is and how we can view it from many different perspectives. For example, from the math lens, from the physics lens, from the biology lens, how we produce sound, that is the human voice, etc. But it's essentially about sound. And we can explore something as simple as a tuning fork, for example, as a musical instrument. And I didn't try this, but I hope this will be hearable. So that's a musical instrument, a very simple one. And something as complicated as the human voice, which is also a musical instrument, a biological one, or pipe organ. So what is the math and physics that describes all of it? And that's my idea of the class. We'll also get to build some very simple musical instruments to produce sounds, and we'll tune them, we'll try to play them, and